So I think this is my favorite episode of this season so far, easily, actually.
Groovy.
So I kind of originally assumed this episode would be split like back and forth into two separate things. I thought we'd have like Tiffany and Glenn and Glenda and the whole Nika situation, and I thought maybe we'd get touches of what was going on with like, Buff Chucky and what was going on over at Lord Incarnate and all with Jake and all them. But that's not the case. It is split into two separate things, but it's like this weird talk show that's not canon to anything. It's just this weird talk show segment that pops in and out of this show, as well as like a full murder mystery for the whole Jennifer Tilly side of things. The whole Tiffany, Glenn, and Glenda, Nika, that whole situation is like plays out as a murder mystery. And honestly, it was such a good choice because I had a really good time with this episode. So we open up kind of, aside from the weird talk show thing, we kind of go through that, kind of get introduced to that, and we pick up the story. We pick up with Glenn and Glenda, kind of where we left off 2 weeks ago. It's really, man, I was really nervous with Lachlan Watson. I was really nervous with how they were going to portray Glenn and Glenda. I was anxious. Seed's not my favorite, but over time it's grown on me. And I was honestly nervous. Like, for me, this performance could have made, could make or break this show for me, this season at least. Or at least a part of it, and I didn't want that. Well, I'm happy to say that this actor has just totally fucking knocked it out of the park. I mean, I can't say so much for Glenda, just because I feel more towards Glenn. The way that Glenn is portrayed, I mean, oh my god. I mean, there's moments in this where when they speak, it's like, it reminded me of the Glenn doll from Seed of Chucky. And with Glenda, it's really more kind of getting to know the character a little more, I guess. So, it kind of starts off, we have like some family drama between the, Jennifer Tilly and Glenn and Glenda. Just kind of getting to see how these characters interact with each other, which is a lot of fun. But Glenda brings up something to Tiffany or Jennifer Tilly, about these dreams that they've been having. And it's flashes of Seed of Chucky back when Glenn and Glenda were still inside the Glenn doll. I really like that. I can't wait to see where that goes. That's awesome. I wasn't sure what they were going to do with that, how they were going to play on Seed of Chucky. Was there going to be flashbacks? Would Glenn and Glenda remember the events of Seed of Chucky? I assumed they wouldn't because they were transferred into the souls of two babies. So I'm really excited that now those memories are resurfacing. So Tiffany hires like a bodyguard or to basically play a butler, but also block the door to Nika, kind of guard that door. She calls him Jeeves. And you could tell right away that this character was probably going to totally bite it. Shit kind of starts to get crazy when Glenn and Glenda reveal that they've invited a bunch of Jennifer Tilly's buddies along for like a surprise party. I mean, it's a surprise for Tiffany, Jennifer Tilly, but it's Glenn and Glenda's birthday party. But either way, it makes for a really interesting episode going forward. Oh, and also, Jennifer Tilly's real sister, she comes into the episode. So that was really cool to see her. Immediately after Jennifer Tilly's sister shows up, is it Meg? Sorry, I don't actually know her name. I knew she existed. Is it Meg Tilly? Is that real? I don't know. I didn't know her name. I knew she existed before this, but I don't know her name just because of Jennifer Tilly's Instagram account and stuff. But pretty much immediately after Jennifer Tilly's sister shows up, she goes, Jennifer or Tiffany, comes out and she's all fucking dressed all lavish and shit, just to kind of show off to her sister, I guess. So that was kind of fun to see, like, the dynamic of how Tiffany, once her soul was transferred into Jennifer Tilly's body, it's interesting to see how that affected Jennifer Tilly's, like, day-to-day life, relationships with friends and family and shit. So it's kind of cool that they're touching on that, because that's something that I have been curious about in the past. The idea of Jeeves, the waiter / bodyguard, dying is even more reinforced when it's revealed that his role in this story is essentially just to serve as like a big fuck you to basically all the ignorant assholes who won't watch this show for all the wrong reasons. Not because of poor writing or anything like that, just because they're closed-minded pricks, I guess. He's kind of the embodiment of that. And you could tell right off, he's super fucking annoying the way he's going around like bugging all the celebrities and stuff. It's a good time. But of course, in murder mystery fashion, the lights go out and someone's dead, and it's fucking Jeeves, of all people. Who'd have thunk? The son of a bitch. But it's crazy because not only is he dead, but Nika's fucking missing. So right away, you're like, oh shit, her and Chucky's plan, what did they fucking do? Instantly, I was thinking Glenn and Glenda is right where my mind went. Is somehow Glenn and Glenda are in on this. Like, they have to be. Nobody knows that this is a murder mystery because it's not. It becomes a murder mystery once, Jennifer Tilly or Tiffany realizes that the dude she hired is dead, and so she plays it off like, oh, he's an actor, he's acting. This is all part of the plan. It is, a murder mystery party. And everybody kind of buys it, except for her sister, who thinks she's super sus. So it's kind of revealed that, Jennifer Tilly or Tiffany, I'm assuming it was Tiffany's doing, she has a thing with Gina, and, she kind of corners her in the bedroom and comes on real strong, and Tiffany seems rather uncomfortable, but she gets away. And then Joey, of course, he comes in, and it's the same thing. So there's something going on with all of them here. Really kind of uncomfortable scenes there. She plays it off well, though. But then it reveals, as I suspected, Glenn took Nika. So then that just kind of opens up, like, how did they figure this out? So it leads right into a flashback with Glenn and Glenda and Tiffany. Tiffany is just getting totally fucking shitty. And she ends up passing out. And that's when Glenn and Glenda end up, I believe it's Glenda that says, I want to know what the fuck's in that room, basically. And Glenn's like, all right. So that, they go and figure out what's in the room. They find Nika, and Nika tells them all about what the fuck has happened, what's going on. And so, when they're like rushing out because they hear their mom calling them, Glenda actually comes back because they forgot their knife in the room with Nika. And when they grab it, they prick themselves on the finger. There's blood. Glenda's bleeding. And then when Nika sees that shit, what happens when Nika sees blood, basically Chucky fucking takes over, and Chucky reveals to Glenda, like, hey, fuckface, I'm your father. And all it takes to prove it to Glenda is him calling them shitface. And that works. And so then from there, you kind of know that, okay, so Glenn and Glenda, they're doing this basically to get to know Chucky, I guess, and also to save Nika, obviously. But so this is kind of like a twofer for them. And then, we flash forward to present day. Of course, Glenn and Nika are hiding. And while they're hiding, they talk a little bit. And Glenn finds out that their father, Chucky, is actually a very bad person, as Nika lets them know. Chucky's definitely not a good dude. And so, Glenn's obviously bummed about that, to find out that, their father is just as insane as their mother. As Glenn is sneaking Nika out of the house, they come across the elevator, to which they find the body in the elevator, which is Joey. And then once Nika sees the blood, of course, she turns into Chucky. Chucky kind of takes over from there. And, again, why I like Glenn more than Glenda is because Glenda's a fucking shit fuck. Glenda, bashes Glenn over the head. Glenn fucking drops because Glenda's a fucking dick face. But apparently, this is something they've had planned, I guess. Glenda fashions some fucking bionic arms onto Nika's body, stubs, torso, or whatever, while, Chucky's taking over. And then Glenda goes ahead and rolls that sumbitch on into the fucking living room in front of everybody, or everybody that's left. Tiffany standing there, or Jennifer Tilly. And Chucky fucking pulls out a gun with his little bionic arms, attached to Nika's torso. This was an awesome scene. People were watching like, what the fuck is going on? It was And you know, Jennifer Tilly is just basically melting down at this point. So it's kind of crazy to think that, yeah, so, you know, Glenda and Chucky have been planning to kill Tiffany this whole time. So that's cool. But there's no fucking bullets in the gun. So anyways, Chucky fucking dips and he's hauling ass because he's got those fucking bionic arms. He's in that wheelchair. So he's just fucking going to town. He's fucking cruising. As Glenn and Glenda are fucking running with him, you know, Glenn decides to stay with Tiffany. And Glenda dips with Chucky / Nika. So you kind of, the two separate, which is going to be crazy. But what's really fucking nuts is this van pulls up to fucking pick them up. All part of the plan, seemingly. And it's being driven by fucking Kyle. So apparently Kyle, she's been in on this shit too. So I can't wait to kind of see the backstory of what the fuck. I'm really, really curious. So it's revealed, you know, that the gun, Gina got it for Glenda as a gift, but she used it to kill Joey, hence why there's no bullets in the gun when they tried to go kill Tiffany with it. And then, you know, after that, we kind of flash back to the weird talk show thing, and it already explained sort of what the fuck Liv Morgan's doing there. It's real interesting. It's kind of cool. Apparently she just really wanted to get killed by Chucky, and so they worked this sort of like skit, this whole kind of thing into this episode just to make it happen, I guess. And it was good because, you know, we got to see Chucky brutally murder someone, at least at the very end. It was fun. I you know, it wouldn't work for me if it was something they did all the time, but as like a one-off thing, I thought it was really funny. All in all, this episode was kind of fucking crazy. Again, honestly, one of my favorites. I'm not sure why. I think it's just because Lachlan Watson did such a, you know, gave such an awesome performance, especially as Glenn. There were moments where certain things that they said, dude, it came off as the Glenn doll from Seed of Chucky. I'm really looking forward to the next episode to see what happens with, you know, fucking steroid Chucky over there at Lord Incarnate. And I really can't wait to see how all these kind of come together, how all of this comes together, because I really want to know what the fuck, Kyle, and also where the fuck is Andy. This has all been fucking nuts. How are you guys liking the season so far? How'd you like this episode? Let me know down below. If you want to see me talk more shit about this show and stay up to date, stab the like button, /subscribe, and gut that bell notification. I'll see you guys later.